Hey lovelies, or maybe today I should be saying darlings, because today we are going to be working with all Charlotte Tilbury, or pretty much all Charlotte Tilbury. I am very excited because I have 3 of the new products to share with you guys. I have the Fire Rose Quad, I have the Eyes to Mesmerize and Copper Sunrise, and I snagged one of the new Tinted Love lip tints. So we're going to be playing with all of these today. Now, if we haven't met, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist. And here on YouTube, I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to subscribe. But I am so very excited to get into these. Now, I will say this quad is sort of something that I've been waiting for a very long time. I have never tried any Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows at all. I've just really been waiting for something that spoke to me enough to purchase it. So I was kind of waiting for one to come along that I felt like I wanted to spend my hard-earned money on. So Fire Rose is here. I'm very excited for a few reasons. I'll kind of like get into that as we go along, but what I'm going to be doing is pretty much using as much Charlotte Tilbury as I can. I don't have a full face. It's pretty close, but I don't have a full face, but we will be working with mostly Charlotte Tilbury. So first we're going to go through with Charlotte's Magic Serum. I have a full review on this here on my channel. I will go ahead and link that video up above if you guys want to check this out, but I actually really enjoy using this as a primer on a lot of days, but since I'm going to be going through with the Magic Cream, I wanted to put this serum down first. But I do think that this gives like a really nice hydration and a little bit of like a luminosity to the skin. So now we're going to go through with Charlotte's Magic Cream. This is of course her world-renowned moisturizer. I have not tried the Magic Cream Light. If you guys have, let me know in the comments down below. Now I will say, I actually got this from Influencer to Review a while ago, and I mean, it's nice. I don't think that it would be like my go-to moisturizer. So I have a feeling that when I run out of that, I wouldn't necessarily repurchase it just because I didn't find anything like wowing about it, but it is pretty nice. I know some people prefer to not have fragrance in their skincare. I personally haven't found that my skin reacts at all to fragrance, so I really haven't had a problem with that. And I really do like the scent of this Magic Cream. It just has that like light floral, and it's a classic floral, but it's not like overly mature, like not like grandma. So I really do like that one. All right, now I did get a sample of primer from Charlotte Tilbury that they sent. This is the Wonder Glow Instant Soft Focus Beauty Glow Primer. I am very excited to try this one out. So I'm excited to give this a go because right now, you know, Black Friday sales have started, and I know that Charlotte had some like bundles available for 30% off. And I have really been curious to try the Wonder Glow foundation. That's what it's called, right? It's the Wonder Glow, the more like luminous one, and this primer. So very excited to give these a go. So far I'm liking the look and the feel of this primer. Charlotte Tilbury says that it will turn around the look of tired, dull skin in a beauty flash, powered by a fluorescent core that re-emits light around the face to reduce the appearance of wrinkles and imperfections. So it gives the complexion an all-over, soft-focused, spotlit effect. Yes, please. So this is really pretty. It just has like a, I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but it is more of like a goldy, champagne-y look. So I already feel like my skin is looking like youthful and glowy, but I don't have a Charlotte Tilbury foundation or concealer for you guys. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply that off camera with my brows, and I will be right back and we can get into all of the goodies. Okay, so here we are. In all honesty, it's been a hot minute since I left. I was getting really hungry, so Jeremy and I had buffalo chicken salads for lunch and they were super delicious. But so it's been a little bit. I did go ahead and put my foundation on. I was thinking about putting an eye primer on, but in all honesty, like from day to day, I don't usually use an eye primer. I just use concealer. So to be able to give my true like feeling of how I feel about these Charlotte Tilbury shadows, I feel like I should just go through with what I normally do. So I just put a little bit of concealer on my lids. I haven't concealed anywhere else, just in case we have any situation going on. So we're gonna go ahead and do the eyes first. Now, because I know that so many people have already done like reviews on these eye products, if you're just here for Tinted Love, I'll make sure to timestamp everything down below so you can at least kind of find what you're looking for. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into this eye palette because I am so excited. I'm sure everybody has seen this by now. If I was one to keep packages, I'm not really, but I would totally keep this box. The problem for me with keeping the boxes, in all honesty, is that if it's going to take me the time to open up a box, pull out a palette, that I'm going to put it back, I'm probably just not going to use it, because day to day I'm in a hurry. I got to get out the door. So I don't usually keep the boxes, but that is really pretty. And then of course you have this beautiful, I hope I can pick it up here. Yeah, there we go. This package is to die for. So like I was saying, I really have never picked up any Charlotte Tilbury shadows because I have been waiting for the perfect color story that I think that I will use, and in all honesty, a packaging that is maybe a little bit different or really pretty. I do love Charlotte Tilbury packaging. I just think that it really makes me feel like that old Hollywood glamour. Like everything just has that really like beautiful feel to it. So I love that. I really think like the aesthetic of the way Charlotte likes to do makeup, it's that very like sort of like bombshell model, a little bit rumpled, like sexy, smudgy, just kind of like a model went out for a night, had fun partying, and at the end of the night just has that like sort of like slightly smudged but still looks very sexy look. Does that make any sense? So that's just always been like what I feel like her looks look like. So that's gonna kind of be what I go for. I am gonna do 2 different looks so that we can incorporate that Copper Sunrise on this eye. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give these a swatch. I know pretty much everybody has seen these. Oh, these colors look so pretty. Oh, you guys, these are so pretty. So we have the Prime and Enhance, and then you have the Super Pop and the Smoke. So I know that Charlotte kind of gives that as a suggestion of how you go through and apply. Of course, I don't really play by any rules, so I'm just going to do whatever I feel like, but these colors look really pretty. And for me, this could honestly be a very everyday used quad, so I am very excited. So while we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and swatch this Copper Sunrise, more for me than anything, just so I know like where I want to go with the look on the other eye. I have not, again, used these before. I do love a good cream shadow. Wow, I love this shade. Like, this is so pretty. That is pretty. Sorry, I did, like I said, I wiped off those swatches, or attempted to. So this all goes together really well. I know the other one, which I'm of course not going to be able to remember. I will make sure to put the name up there, but it was more of like a pinkier vibe. And to me, like when I think of like rose gold, for instance, you guys know I really love a rose gold. I like the rose gold that has a little bit of warmth to it, which I feel is like this. This has that bit of copper into it, whereas the other one was a little bit rosy, champagne-y, more on the pink side of that, like the cooler side, and I really like to stick with the warmth. So I think that this is going to be a great addition to do. So I think we'll do something maybe like a little more like light and ethereal on this side, and then go through with a little bit more dramatic, or like nighttime, if you will, on this side. Okay, so let's start off with that Prime shade. We'll just do that all over the lid. Now, I know that this is a different formula than Charlotte's original formula. I have heard just such mixed reviews about her shadows. So, like, for the price, I mean, this palette at full price is $53. Now, I did get 15% off of this. I used a code and was able to get at least a discount. I was hoping that it would come up during the Sephora sale, because then I would have gotten 20% off, but no such luck. So I waited and I did get 15% off. I mean, that's the one thing as a content creator, there's this like pressure to like get everything super fast and, you know, get your review up right away. And I was like, but I don't want to spend full price. I just don't. In my everyday life, I would not spend a full $53 on an eyeshadow quad. And so I wasn't going to do that just to review it. And so I waited. I wanted to see if I could get it through the Sephora sale, because for me, waiting to see if I could do that was worth it to me. It was worth waiting an extra week or whatever it was. So I don't regret that at all. I feel a little bit better being able to save some money on this. So that's just my opinion. So I do really like that shadow. It is very pretty. It has a nice sheen to it. Do I feel like I have some colors in my collection that are kind of similar? Yes. But I do like that while most days I like to have a lot of options, I do like that I could use this and, you know, very quickly get a look and just not have to think. So that is one thing that every once in a while it is nice to just have something that's a little bit smaller and makes life a little easier. So I'm going through with the Enhance shade, just through that outer V. And then I'm just going to run a little bit of that underneath the lash line as well. All right, just taking that smoke shade, and I don't really want a lot up in the crease. I just want to blur it out, but I do like a little bit deeper of an outer V. So I make sure to have my brush sitting there first as I start applying and then moving my way in. This is the Blender Pro brush from Sonia G, and I do find that this really blends out really nicely. So that is really pretty. You know what? I should probably zoom you guys in so you can see here a little bit better. Sorry about that. I totally should have done that, but I think that this looks so nice. For me, I love shades like this, and this is why I was like, yep, I'm gonna get this, because anything that has like those more like winey mulberry tones, it automatically picks up the green in my eyes. That's just like red and green. Since they're opposites on the color wheel, you're gonna get a little bit more contrast there. While this isn't like red, it's sort of close to that line, but still being wearable. So I like shades like this because it intensifies my eye color. So I think that that looks so pretty. Okay, so now we're gonna go through with the Super Pop shade. Now I think what I'm gonna try to do, because most people will go through with their fingers, but you guys know I'm not all about that. So I have this e.l.f. Yes, I'm using e.l.f. with Charlotte Tilbury. I have this, it's a glitter eyeshadow applicator. So it's like a sponge silicone tip, not a sponge silicone, a silicone tip. So I'm gonna try using this to dab in because it really like picks that up. So let's see how this goes. I'm gonna tap some of that off, and then I'm just gonna put this on the inner third. That's pretty. So I could actually see putting that pop shade over the smoke shade for like a really like smoky, intense, but glittery look. That would be really pretty, because obviously you're gonna have more contrast. The contrast between these two shades is not that much. So even like doing these two would give you a little bit more contrast, if that makes sense. I'm gonna have a lot of fun playing with this. Obviously, I only have 2 eyeballs, and since I wanna use that Eyes to Mesmerize as well, we only have so many options, but this is my first time playing with it, but I'm sure it won't be the last. I don't know why I'm putting stuff in my inner corner, because I still have to do concealer, but I'm just getting excited. But yeah, I really like that. I think that this is a very Charlotte look, if you will. So that is really pretty. So pretty. Okay, so now I'm gonna go through and do the other side. So to start, I'm gonna go through and I'm just gonna blow out this smoke shade like all over the lid, and then we will apply our Copper Sunrise. Okay, so I got the like shape of the smoky look that I'm going for. I think I'm just gonna use this Copper Sunrise right on the middle of the lid to create more of a halo. And that's one reason that I love these liquids and creams. And that's one thing that I found now that I have a couple like matte palettes in my collection, is it's nice to take a matte palette and then just really like showcase whether it's a liquid shadow, a pigment, like a glitter, whatever it is, and just be able to showcase that one product. And since I have a lot of those in my collection, I'm trying to start doing that, because it's like I have all these like random like single unit special shades that it's like, okay, why don't we keep using these? So something like duochrome. So I honestly, I mean, we're coming up on Black Friday. I think that really the only things that I'm going to be getting, and I might be wrong, but most of the things that I'm going to be getting are more of the indie brand, like duochrome, multi-chromes, just because I have everything else in my collection. So I'm looking forward to just taking some matte palettes and, you know, being able to utilize some of the fun things that I have or that I want to get. And then that way I just really get to have some fun, but showcase items that I just haven't been using, or using a unique item. So as I'm coming through here, I'm just taking a little brush. This is like a ColourPop brush. I bought one of their brushes at one point to see how I felt. It's okay, but obviously it's not so amazing because I did not buy any more. So I'm just laying that over the top. So I wanted to show you guys first how you can use the shade to just create a really like minimalistic, just like a little bit of sheen. I mean, I think one thing about these is they are going to be a very, I guess I would say, texture friendly formula. So it's going to be something that, you know, if you have more textured eyelids, you're going to be able to use this and not feel like wrinkles and everything are going to show, because they're creamy and shimmery, but not glittery. Like they have that metallic to them. I'm just going in with a little bit more on that like silicone applicator. So this is obviously going to be a little bit deeper of a look because I have that dark shade underneath. And as you guys know, like usually I am totally team no fingers, but for someone who does want to use their finger, I feel like this pot could be a little bit larger. Otherwise you have to like go in and like scoop it out, and that's not my jam. So I'm going to try just to see if I can show you guys. Yeah, see, I feel like that applicator works just as well as a finger does, and then you don't have to get your fingers all dirty. That is so pretty. I love a good like slightly orange mixed with like a little plummy like mulberry situation. So pretty. And I'm tempted, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm tempted to just take a little bit of that Super Pop and just pop it right over the middle for a little sheen. And this will just give us like some extra bang. So that just kind of like brought a little bit of extra dimension to the center of the eyelid. Okay, now to just go ahead and conceal really quick. I'm really excited because I finally got in the mail my Airbrush Flawless Finsh Powder. You guys know I put this in my Sephora haul, but I was waiting and waiting because I think I told you guys that I had ordered it and then was waiting to get it. The one that I got, I thought I ordered fair, and when it came, it was tan, which is way too dark for me. And the one day I was actually in the Sephora store, the girl said, oh, I actually think that you would need medium anyway. But they only carried fair in the store, or maybe that's the only one that they had. So my Sephora has like a very small like end cap of Charlotte Tilbury. There's not a lot. So I was like, well, okay, I guess I'm gonna order that online. And you guys, I think I placed that order. It was during the VIB sale, or the holiday savings event. I think I placed it on November 10th and it just got here yesterday. It got here on November 21st. Do you remember the days where Sephora orders would get to you in 3 days? That was so nice. Those are gone. I know it's not, you know, it's pretty much beyond Sephora's control right now. And you guys know that 99% of the time, if I'm setting my face, especially under the eye, it's going to be the Hourglass Veil translucent setting powder. So I'm going to be curious to see how this one stacks up. I just thought it would be nice to have something like more slim and compact, to especially if I'm going to be traveling someday. So I thought this would be nice. And of course, Charlotte's package, because this is definitely more of that like rose gold champagne color. I was just very excited to get it. So we're going to go through, again, 99.9% of the time, I'm using a Wayne Goss airbrush to set under my eyes. So that's what we're going to go through with. And this is the shade medium. So yeah, I actually think I am going to be medium. I just assumed I'd be fair. And I'm just going to set areas that I know that I don't have other cream products going on, because we do have a few more things to play with. Huh. Boy, I don't know, you guys. I almost think that I probably could have gotten away with the fair shade, because the medium, I do like a little bit brighter of an under eye. So the medium, we'll have to see if it like darkens. You know how sometimes if you have a powder that you put over a damp product like a concealer, it can darken up a little bit. I might almost want the fair. I mean, I could see this being more of like a summer shade, but I think for winter I would almost want fair. I don't know. I might try the fair, but so far I'm I'm gonna hold all my opinions until we set the face at the very end. We're just gonna wait and we'll see how it sits. All right, let's get a little sculpt on. I'm gonna use the contour wand. You guys know that I fell madly in love with this right away, so no surprise there. I think I used it in my makeup play date recently, so if you guys haven't seen that, I will go ahead and link it up above. I really enjoy doing those makeup play dates. In all honesty, they don't get the most views on my channel because sometimes I'm not using the new, but it's fun for me and I like being able to sit down and just hang out and create a look and use whatever I feel like using that day. So I enjoy doing them. I don't think I'll be stopping anytime soon. This contour wand is so blendable. It is like virtually foolproof. And I really like the undertone of it. It's about perfect. It's a little bit shadowy and not ashy. Like, it doesn't get so cool toned that it's like gray, which, you know, if you don't have like a very fair skin type, you don't want that like super cool tone. All right, I'm just realizing that I never finished up my eyes, so why don't we reverse, go back to that, and then we'll finish up the face. I was just like getting excited, but I also felt like my face was looking a little bit flat. So let's go back in. I'm gonna take the BK207 and take that smoke shade and just really run it underneath my lash line on this side. This is the perfect brush if you want a really like blown out under eye, because you get some of the precision that you get with a pencil brush, but it covers a wider area. So I feel like you can really get a beautiful like smoky effect. Now I'm gonna go in and take that prime shade and put this on my inner corner. And then just a little bit under the brow bone. It's almost like too dark to be a brow bone highlight for me. But I'm hoping if I just like blend it out a little bit, I just wanted a little something under there. All right, now I'm gonna go through again. I'm gonna try to take this sponge tip applicator and apply some of that pop shade to my inner corner again. All right, I think I wanna deepen this up just a little bit more. Just to get like super vampy. Yeah, I like that a lot. I feel like on camera, they're looking a little bit more similar than they are. I mean, I definitely can tell the difference, but I feel like on camera, they're just looking like a slight difference, but I've had fun playing a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and throw on some mascara because I don't have a Charlotte Tilbury mascara. That's another one of those things that I hear kind of like so-so results on, and it's just too spendy for so-so for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we'll finish up the face and get to those lips. Okay, so here we have the finished two eye looks. I think that these are both so pretty. So I tried to like really stack up the mascara on this side just because I think that this is really that like true like smoky, lots of mascara eye look, whereas I want this one to be a little bit more ethereal. So I just went through with a coat of the Loreal Telescopic Carbon Black. You guys know that I like that one for just like a minimal yet separated lash look, so I really like that. And by the way, I will be making sure that anything that I'm talking about, the shades and everything, will be linked down below. I did have a subscriber reach out to me recently and had commented like, hey, could you please put that down in the description bar for future reference? So I will try to make sure that for videos like this, if you guys want to be able to come back and reference the shades that were used, I will have that in the description bar for you just so that you have all the details. I did also just use like a nice like sparkly brown liner in my waterline just to kind of like give again that little bit more of depth. So now that we've got that done, why don't we go ahead and finish up the face before we move on to the lips. So I am going to go ahead and use our Tinted Love lip and cheek tint. I have not actually seen, I've seen a couple people using this on their lips, but I haven't seen many people using it on their cheeks. So I'm hoping that this works out okay. I feel like I have a fairly like light to medium coverage on today as far as like my skin goes. So I feel like most of the time when you're using a tint or like a stain, it's gonna work best on fairly naked skin. So we'll see how this works. I'm hoping that this is like light enough coverage that we can see how it goes. So I do have the shade Bohemian Kiss. This was really the one that like kind of called out to me. It's more of that, I would say like warm brownie coral. This is just one layer of that. So I feel like this is like totally a vibe today. We've got that like warm coppery sunrise going on. So this is just one layer. And of course, like most tints, the more you put over, the more layers you do, the deeper the result you're gonna see. So you guys will be able to see now that I did 2 layers, it does intensify that a little bit. So I am just going to dab a little bit of this on and then just use my finger. Now, I have to say, I was really kind of hoping that this would be maybe a little bit more pigmented. Just because you guys know I love a good like liquid or cream cheek product. But this is pretty darn subtle. Can you guys even like see a difference from one side to the other? I mean, it gave me a whisper. I think that if you're gonna use this, it's gonna be best on naked skin. Like if you're having a no makeup day and you just want to have a little color on your cheeks, a little bit of color on your lips, maybe this is like a one and done swipe and go. Like pop it here, pop a little on your lips, throw on a coat of mascara and go out the door maybe, because this is not giving me much. And I have pretty light skin. I'm not the fairest of the fair, obviously, but there are a lot of people a heck of a lot darker than me, so I don't think that this is going to show up on anybody darker than me. Like, I could be wrong, but I don't think it will. Yeah, I'm not really seeing a lot. So I think what we're going to do is go over the top of this with Pillow Talk. That's the only blush shade that I have from Charlotte Tilbury. I really want Walk of No Shame, but I think this will go obviously beautifully. So we're going to pop this on. I could see this being, if you're one of those people that your blush just does not stay, you feel like after like a couple hours it's gone, I could see this maybe helping it stay longer. So like, you know, it could help color stick just because you're laying down that first layer. So I could see that maybe helping. Okay, so I have, well, I guess I have 3 options as far as like what we do for highlighter. I have the Film Star Bronze and Glow. We could use the highlighter in here. I'm really not feeling like a powder highlighter today though, so I'm probably not going to do that one. And I definitely didn't feel like I needed a powder sculpt after we used that cream product. So I also have the Glowgasm wand in Peachgasm. Boy, I have to remember to like close these up. I didn't do that after the last time, but I did just use this one in my makeup play date. So I feel like that's kind of like redundant because that was, I think that was not the last one with Natasha Denona because I just focused on eyes, but the one before that. So what I think I'm going to do is just go super light and we're going to use the Flawless filter. So this is the Hollwood Flawless filter for a Superstar Youth Glow. So what this is to me, it's honestly almost like a tinted, really light coverage product with a little bit of glow to it. So it's just going to give us a very like lit from within look. I probably should have used this before I packed on the Pillow Talk blush, but we're just gonna brave it. I think it'll be okay. Can you guys see how pretty that is? Like it, especially over this blush, it's not like it's like so subtle that it's nothing, but it just looks like I came back from the spa, I drank a lot of water, like that I've been taking care of myself. So this is the shade 2. I do also have shade 3 for when I'm a little bit darker. Now that I have this like beautiful, lovely glow, I don't I don't really feel like I need to set a lot more. I'm just going to take a little bit more of that powder, the Airbrush Flawless Finish, and really give my forehead a good go, down the nose, in the corners here, and then just over my chin, just to see if it does help blur that a little bit. I do think for under the eyes, for the rest of my skin, I feel like this is medium shade is a good match, but I feel like under the eyes, I think I would like the fair. I'm going to try using it with another concealer because the concealer that I use today is a bit darker than I would normally use as I'm going into winter. But as far as like the finish goes, I mean, it looks really nice. I'm going to go ahead and spray some setting spray. So I'm going to use the Miracle Mist from Tarte. You guys know I've recently fallen in love with this one. I think that was actually in that makeup playdate video too. Yeah, I mean, I like the powder. I think I'm just going to have to use it with a couple more concealers to really give my final thoughts. I definitely am not hating it. I'm just not sure I'm going to love it as much as the Hourglass. So we will see on this one. All right, now why don't we get into using this on our lips? Now, I did have a little bit of lip balm on before, so I wanted to make sure to get all of that wiped off. This is not the first time I've worn this. I actually did a video for Instagram, just a little like soft fall look, and I used it for the first time then. So if you guys want to check that out, you can see it, but I definitely was able to wear it for a while just so that I could give you guys like my final thoughts as far as like wear time and everything. But we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put on one coat so that you guys can see initially what it looks like. All right, so there is one like thinner coat. This is not a product that you want to try to like cram on a lot of like in one go because it's not really going to do anything. And you want to just like let it set for a couple minutes. So I do naturally have fairly pigmented lips, I will say that. So obviously because this is a stain, it's going to look different on every single person. If you don't have very pigmented lips, I just got makeup all over my pants. I forgot I had so many swatches on the back of my hand. So if you don't have very pigmented lips, the color is going to look a little bit more true to what's the actual product is. If you have already pigmented lips, you have to take that into consideration that your color is going to combine with the stain color, right? So I will zoom you guys in just a little bit here so that you can see. Now, I've talked about this before. I have naturally lined a little like wrinkly lips. Like I'm 39 years old, so I don't think I ever though, like even if I think back to being 20, I never had like those tight, plump, like no wrinkle lips. It's just, these are my natural lips. That's the way they've always been. Of course, it's gotten worse over time, but I don't prefer to wear like matte lipsticks because I feel like that texture builds up and then you see it more. So with the stain, even though it's matte, it's not adding texture to my lips, if that makes sense. However, if you do have very dry spots or cracked spots, more stain is going to settle into that. It's going to absorb more. And so you're going to emphasize that. So just so that you know, you will want to make sure to have exfoliated, hydrated lips just so that it goes on evenly. So I'm going to go ahead and do one more coat so that you guys can see. So now I feel like with two coats, it's almost at like a corally red, like, but it has virtually no texture. So I feel like it just looks like I bit my lips. It's so pretty. I really like this shade. The only thing is because my lips, like my lip line isn't super crisp, I feel like I want to go through with a lip liner. I don't exactly have anything that like really truly matches the shade, but since the Charlotte Tilbury Supersize Me matches my natural lip color really well, I think that this actually works. Now, normally I would probably do the lip liner first and then put the tint over everything, but I just wanted you guys to be able to see like what it looks like without a lip liner. So this, I think, just looks so pretty. It's like that very classic romantic feel to me. I will say I could also see this being a great option for putting on underneath a lipstick if you want something for like when that lipstick wears away, if you want some tint for underneath. You could also top this with a gloss, which I will show you guys what that looks like. But I just wanted you guys to see like this is me and my lips and the lip stain on. So I think that this is just so pretty and it feels very comfortable. It's not drying at all. Like I said, I did have a nice lip balm on before I got started just so that I had some extra hydration, but I don't feel like shrinky dinking like I do with some like matte liquid lips. Okay, here is the final look a little bit further away. We've got our little like daytime eye and our nighttime eye. I am really digging all of this. I think that this is just, it is really truly that Charlotte Tilbury vibe, that like slightly vampy, but still kind of girl next door glam without being over the top. I am really enjoying this lip tint so far. I will say, like, as far as wear time, I would say I probably got a good 3 to 4 hours with just the tint on its own. But I did like eat a salad and, you know, it had like dressing and avocado, and anything that's like more fat based, anything oily is going to help like break that up a little bit more. So I maybe could have gotten more wear time out of it if I hadn't eaten something kind of oily. So that is one thing to keep in mind. The other thing is you can certainly top this with a gloss, and I'm going to do that for you guys, but I do think that a gloss is going to cut down the longevity, just again because there are oils and emollients in a gloss, so that's going to break it down just a little bit. I love the shade. Again, this is Bohemian Kiss. I could see maybe getting the Petal Pink, which is the more like light pinky mauve one, just to see like how that looks. A couple of these shades look very, very similar. If you want to see someone who did beautiful lip swatches of all of them, I would check out Makeup Skin here on YouTube. She did a wonderful job, so I will make sure to link her video below. And if you have a bit darker skin than me, she's darker than I am, so that might give you a little bit of an idea on if it would work for you as well. So I will make sure to link that video down below. She did a beautiful job. I love watching all her reviews. She makes me want to buy all the Charlotte Tilbury because she's just gorgeous and I love watching her videos. So now let's go ahead and throw some gloss on. I am going to go ahead and use the cult favorite Fenty Glow. This one I think just goes like really well with this look. And I will say, if you wear this stain on its own, I would say it's very, very transfer resistant. I wouldn't say that it's transfer proof, because I feel like they do still have a little bit of like a feel to them even as they dry. So I could see it transferring off just a smidge, but not all over the place. So once you put a gloss on, that's all down the drain though. So just know that. But if you want this like bitten color effect, but you like something that's a little glossy, this would be a great way to do it. Just throw one of your favorite glosses over the top. Oh, so pretty. Like now I just feel like they're bitten, but they are juicy, bitten juicy. I like it a lot. And by the way, these Tinted Loves are $34 a piece. I just wanted to make sure to give you the prices. And I don't think that I said the Eyes to Mesmerize price. Those are $32. So I think, you know, if you're looking for a nice tint product, maybe the ones in the past have been more drying, or you just want something that's gonna look super natural. I am really liking this so far. I am bummed that I don't think I'm gonna be able to use it as a cheek product. I just didn't see enough color payoff. That's a little bit disappointing. I know Charlotte for like 5 seconds had a cream blush and then it just like went away. So if she brought out a cream blush, a true cream blush, I think I would really like that. But this is not going to be it for me. I could see, you know, like I said, on naked skin, maybe you'd see a little bit, but you guys, if you are darker than me, you're not going to see this at all, I don't think. So maybe use it as a blush primer. Like I will see, I'm actually going to edit this video and try to pop it up for tonight, but in the future, maybe in a review roundup, or, you know, if you guys want to reach out to me on Instagram, you can do that to see how well this blush like survives throughout the day. I don't have a problem with blush fading, but I do think if you pop this underneath, it would make your blush last a little longer. So that's all the Charlotte Tilbury love for me today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, I know that there's a lot of Fire Rose info out there, but I was so excited to get this little baby in my hands. It is so pretty. I will definitely be using it quite a bit. The shades are just beautiful. Like, I will use all of these shades. They're super gorgeous. I don't have any regrets. I'm glad I waited to pick up one that I think I will really use, and honestly that I love the packaging on, because obviously that's part of it. And especially with Charlotte Tilbury, I do think that that is sort of what you're paying for. You're paying for that experience, because I don't think, I mean, these shadows are beautiful. I don't think that they are like, knock my socks off, this is the favorite formula I've ever tried. It's more about just having that little indulgence and that little like glam experience. Like, if I'm having a hard day and I want to sit down at my vanity and have a glam moment, I can have all my Charlotte Tilbury sitting out, have all the rose gold around me, and just feel good about myself, right? And sometimes that's what it's all about. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this or you found something helpful, don't forget to give it a like. It truly does help me out. That little time that it takes to just click that thumbs up means a lot to us here. So thank you so much. I will see you really soon. Hold up. Before I go, I just realized I forgot to say this while I was filming. So before I go, I just want to say to those of you who have entered my 500 subscriber giveaway, thank you so much. But I do want to remind everyone that you have to follow all the rules. If you missed out on something, if you missed out on one of the rules, I cannot enter you into the giveaway. And a big rule was that you have to have your subscriptions set to public so that I can actually see that you are subscribed to the channel. There's just no way around that part of it, so please make sure that you do that. Now, if you haven't entered the giveaway and you still want to, you have a little bit of time. You have up until the night of Thanksgiving. So I'm gonna go ahead and link that video right here for those of you so that you can do that if you still want to. So I just wanted to say that. I am so excited to give away these boxes. I just want to make sure that everybody who wanted to enter, make sure that they have valid entries. All right, I'll see you guys really soon.